You're watching CNC3.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Ask the Doctor, the show where medicine meets real life. For the next hour, we're talking about your health in a way that's honest, practical, and grounded in real science. Not trends, not fair, and not guesswork. If you're watching us live this evening, thank you for being here. But if you miss any part of the show, you can catch the rerun this Friday at 11 a.m. and again on Saturday at 11:30 a.m. You can also read more in my weekly Ask the Doctor column, published every Friday in the Trinidad Guardian, where we take these conversations even deeper. And remember, we're streaming live on Facebook on the CNC3 website. So wherever you are, you're always part of the conversation. This show is about understanding your body better, asking smarter questions, and making choices that respect your future self. So settle in, lean forward, and let's get started with the Doctor's Capsule. Carnival is in the air. It's supposed to be joy, and yet annually, just beneath the sequins and soca, there is another carnival unfolding quietly. One that does not make it to social media. One that ends with a phone call, a siren, or stunned silence. Just a few days ago, we heard about a young man who died at a fete. Now that should stop us cold. While Carnival plays, hospitals brace. Dehydrated masqueraders vomiting uncontrollably. Young men with head injuries who cannot remember what happened. Women with dangerously low blood pressure who simply wanted to enjoy themselves. And sadly, patients who arrived too late because no one wanted to be the one to spoil the fun by calling for help. Now, when we talk about alcohol, we know that's not new to Carnival, but its role has changed. Once, you might want to share rum, or you might want to sip a beer in the shade. Now it's all excess. This modern face of Carnival is packaged as a so-called experience. You have all-inclusive bands, endless refills, drinking competitions, bottles just parading like trophies. So the danger is not just intoxication, because if you drink large volumes of alcohol, it suppresses your judgment, delays reaction time, masks pain, and convinces people that they are fine when they are not. And of course, if you add another elephant in the fete, stimulants, pills, cocaine, there's molly or ecstasy, powders, drinks spiked with things no one can pronounce, and substances passed casually with the assurance that it's safe or everyone is doing it. And Carnival drugs are particularly dangerous because they are rarely pure, rarely dosed correctly, and almost always combined with alcohol. So it's almost like wide-awake drunkenness. The result, though, is overheating, heart rhythm disturbances, seizures, and sudden collapse. I've written about the fact that the body keeps the score, and Carnival is an example of this. It just accelerates that reckoning. Every season, emergency services are stretched to the breaking point. They have to divert ambulances to fetes, parties, masqueraders. The staff is exhausted. Blood banks are strained. Operating theaters are filled with preventable trauma. So that means delayed care for heart attacks, strokes, children with asthma, and pregnant women in labor. The health system absorbs the cost of excess long after Carnival is forgotten. So the season is free only if you ignore who pays afterward. When someone dies, we mourn briefly, post condolences, and then return to the same vicious cycle because we refuse to interrogate why this culture is happening in Trinidad and Tobago. It glorifies exhaustion. Fete all day, work all day, fete all night, repeat. Sleep deprivation is not benign. It increases the risk of accidents, worsens judgment, raises your blood pressure, your blood sugar, and destabilizes the heart. And of course, Carnival does not suspend crime. It disguises it. Music drowns out warning instincts. Pickpocketing escalates into assault. Minor disputes ignite into violence. Stabbings, shootings, and robberies do not pause because it's Carnival. In fact, they increase. I remember as a medical student, the casualty at Port of Spain General Hospital. If you wish to learn how to suture, if you wish to learn how to stitch, visit any casualty during that time. Trauma does not respect culture, and the knife does not care whether the victim was wearing beads or whether you're wearing a business suit. When we flood the streets without adequate safety, we turn celebration into opportunity. And a lot of people like to boast about these injuries and almost view them as badges of honor. Whether you fall from a truck, you twist your ankle, you bang your head, you're trying to laugh it off. But blunt trauma does not announce its danger immediately. Concussions evolve quietly. Internal bleeding to the brain wouldn't post a warning. A person who just took a little knock to the head can deteriorate hours later. The body does not care that that moment felt minor, especially if numbed by alcohol and drugs. During Carnival, medicine is filled with people who underestimated injuries because the music was louder than pain. We always joke about the fact that it brings a predictable spike in sexually transmitted infections. And that's no laughing matter. Alcohol lowers inhibitions, fatigue erodes judgment, and protection becomes optional in a moment, and regretted, of course, later. Clinics will then see that aftermath, a new diagnosis of HIV, a resurgence of syphilis around the region, gonorrhea resistant to treatment, and unplanned pregnancies that permanently alter lives. We do not talk about this loudly because it makes people uncomfortable. And then there is the noise. Wow, relentless, unapologetic, and often thoughtless. Imagine music trucks thundering past hospitals while patients struggle to sleep, to heal, to breathe. Noise is not harmless background, you know. It raises your blood pressure, it worsens anxiety, disrupts recovery, and strips these sick persons of their rest. A society that celebrates outside a hospital without pause must ask itself who in that moment truly matters. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not an attack on Carnival. Carnival is not the enemy. Carnival is a mirror. It reflects both our joy and our recklessness. We can celebrate without self-destruction. How is it that some countries can fet without flirting with death? We can do it too, but that requires honesty. It requires acknowledging that some aspects of Carnival are medically unsafe. It requires organizers to prioritize water over profit, shade over spectacle, medical access over just costumes and aesthetics. It requires partygoers to look out for each other rather than filming collapses. It requires us to grow up as a people. Carnival will come again as it always does. The music will swell, the costumes will dazzle, and we will once more declare that this is who we are. A season that produces joy should not routinely deliver grief. A festival meant to affirm life should not repeatedly flirt with death. And I'll say this, if we are serious about loving Carnival, then loving ourselves must be part of the masquerade. Safer roads, sober choices, honest conversations about sex, drugs, and violence, and the courage to intervene before tragedy becomes tradition. Because when that last song fades and the streets grow quiet, the true test of Carnival is simple. Not how loudly we danced, but how many of us made it home alive. It's time for a short break, and when we return, the Kiddies Capsule is coming up next.
Gaming Express Limited is a premium importer and retailer of the highest quality brand name electronics. We stock the widest range of PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Samsung, and Apple devices and accessories. Visit us at Shop 52, Level 2, Gulf City Mall in San Fernando, or contact us by phone or WhatsApp message at 687-7480 or 301-9797 or 798-1280. Like our Facebook and Instagram pages for updates on products and services. Magical Expressions Limited is the largest importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Thank you for celebrating all special moments with us. For exclusive offers, call us at 701-6488, 701-6680, or 775-9191, or visit our website to order.
Greetings in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, and our soon-coming King. I am Dukan Ramprasad, pastor of the Table and Open Bible Church. We're extending an invitation to you to view our program on CNC3 every second and fourth Saturday of each month at 7:30 a.m. Be blessed, and I'd like to see you there. In Jesus' name, God bless you.
She love the roti, she love the choka, she love the baigan. You ever jump in a car after a fete knowing that the driver more tipsy than you? Yeah, you make it home, but not everybody lucky like you. No, we're not taking that chance in Carnival 2026, all right? We're making better choices. Choose a designated driver or book a ride. Remember, better choices, safer Carnival. I could pick mango, I could pick guava, I could pick tamarind. We're making better choices, so designate a driver. Follow roti, she love the choka, she love the baigan.
When there's a high tide, it sweeps everything along with it.
Your brother is a good man, son. Give him a chance.
I'm going to kill him.
He'll come back to me. I'm sure of it. Meanwhile, my marriage is failing.
The only thing you've done in your life was to choose her.
I pronounce you legally married husband and wife. Don't miss the gripping drama Cabo. Sundays at 8 p.m. only on CNC3.
Celebrity Family Feud is a show I like because I get to meet people that I happen to be fans of. Jack, how you feel, man? I'm feeling good. Glad to be here. About to bust these guys up. Come on! Let's get it on!
That's okay.
You got me.
Name something you like to do to Steve Harvey while he's sleeping.
Tickle him.
Sex?
Welcome back to CNC3's Ask the Doctor. This is where we talk about health in a way that's friendly, simple, and never scary. Because healthy habits don't start in hospitals, they start at home, in school, and in small everyday choices. So parents, lean in. Children, this one's for you. Let's learn something that will help you grow strong, smart, and happy in this evening's Kiddies Capsule.
Let's talk literacy. Literacy is more than just reading and writing. It's about having a voice, confidence, and control over your own life. When someone isn't literate, everyday tasks can feel overwhelming, leading to frustration, stress, and low self-esteem. Not being able to fully understand information can create anxiety, isolation, and a feeling of being left behind. Literacy empowers people to express themselves, make informed choices, and protect their mental well-being. When we invest in literacy, we aren't just teaching words. We're building confidence, resilience, and a healthier mind. I am Gabriella Singh from Saraswati Guilds, Hindu College, and this is your Kiddies Capsule.
Once upon a time, there was a magic island full with magic people. Let me tell you a story about their pain and glory. Many rivers flowed to this naked island, bringing fear and pain, also a brand new style. And of all these rivers that hit this land, two Almighty wants to move like a sculptor's hand. And today, those hands cross the line. Man, yes, the landscaping. And there is no doubt we will work it out. There is no escaping. As the river flows, there are those who will change its passage. But every common man gets to understand. Up and send a message. I said, put up your hand if you understand. See how we moving, but how we grooving. Did you recognize the song at first? Our calypso tells us stories. Stories are all around us, and they are very important. We are from Lions Academy, and this is your Kiddies Capsule. My name is Sahelia, and I'm 4 years old, and I love to read. Here are Oyo and Hala. When I read, I see new pictures and I learn new words. Here are Daddy and Mommy. My name is Kadanta and I am 4 years old. Reading makes me smile. Now I want to show you how I read. Boy is not with color. She is with Harry and Finn. The 3 boys are by a car. The 3 boys like the car. 1, 2, 3. You can see the 3 boys in the car right here. I read at home, I read in school, and reading makes me so happy. I am Lion Academy, and this is your Kids Capsule.
Good evening. World Read Aloud Day is a global celebration that reminds us of the power of sharing stories by reading aloud. It brings people together, builds connections, and fosters better listening and communication skills. Now, reading aloud isn't just good for learning, it also benefits your health by improving focus, reducing stress, and boosting your emotional well-being. Hearing stories can be calming and comforting to children and adults alike. And as such, World Read Aloud Day encourages us to slow down, listen, and remember that words have the power to heal, connect, and uplift us. I'm Abigail Prudhomme of Shreveport Girls Hindu College, and this is your Kiddies Capsule. Bye!
And what an absolute masterclass in this evening's Kiddies Capsule. We say a special thank you to all involved. And we look forward to receiving videos of school-aged children discussing health-related themes. Feel free to send to Uncle Rajiv at 800 CNC3. It is an honor and privilege to have this fan-favorite segment on Ask the Doctor. It's time for a short break, and when we return, the Medical Minds segment awaits.
We are your one-stop, most convenient, most helpful, most caring community pharmacy. Our pharmaceutical services include dispensing medicines, repeat dispensing, clinical governance, but we also have a fully stocked convenience store featuring our refreshment aisle, grocery lane, personal care products, toys, pet supplies. We are most conveniently located out of the traffic, just 2 minutes off the highway in Heartland Plaza in Deba Chaguanas. Contact us on 220-8705 or 470-5938 and visit us soon.
Sunday, 8th February, 4 p.m. to midnight, Skinner Park, San Fernando. It's the 2026 Chutney Soca Monarch. 15 artists battle for the Chutney Soca Monarch title, featuring defending champion Machel Montano. Pre-show with lots of live band performances. DJ Anna, Ravi B, and Karma. Avatar, Brandtech Rhythms, RG the Band. The best of the best. Major giveaways courtesy Maxonic Elite during the pre-show only, so get there early. Absolutely free to the public. The 2026 Chutney Soca Monarch is sponsored by the National Carnival Commission, Sangeet 106, CNC3, Maxonic Elite, Blue Waters, Stamina Energy, Margaritaville Tequila, XM Rums, Vanguard Vodka, Speyburn Single Malt Scotch Whiskey, Next FX, Pizza Boys, Church's Chicken, Rituals Coffee, Demitco Limited, and Southex. Special VIP all-inclusive tickets are available. Call 468-8728 or email southexevents@gmail.com. The Chutney Soca Monarch Finals, Sunday, February 8th, Skinner Park, San Fernando.
Sportsmanship is when an athlete walks off the court and you can't tell if he won or lost because he carries himself with pride either way. This court is an embodiment of sport, and for me, sport is an embodiment of life. We are where you are.
Welcome back to your number one show for news, views, and interviews of all things medical. This evening, we're focusing on a part of the body that carries us through life and is often ignored until it hurts. Our feet absorb thousands of steps per day, support our posture, protect our balance, and quietly signal problems long before they show up elsewhere in the body. Joining us is renowned podiatrist Anne Lima, a clinician who understands that foot health is not cosmetic, not optional, and certainly not trivial, especially for children, athletes, and people living with chronic disease. Let's welcome Anne Lima to this evening's Medical Minds.
Good evening, everyone. I am podiatrist Anne Lima. Thank you, Dr. Joel Doxing, for inviting me to your very informative program, Ask the Doctor. Well, it's carnival time once again. It's a time when our feet will be under pressure, jumping and dancing to the rhythmic beat of the music. Please note that our feet will thank us if we wear comfortable footwear, nicely padded, and enough room to wriggle our toes. Once we have foot problems like cuts and blisters, fungus, discolored nails, corns, warts, ingrown toenails, fallen arches, scaling, swelling, etc., please get a checkup with your professionals. They will advise you on remedies and footwear. Diabetics, please check with your podiatrist or foot health professional. And that is to ensure whether you are low risk, high risk, or the diabetic foot. I recommend for the low risk to have a bag packed with mask, sunscreen, water, foot spray, diabetic meds, paddings, magnifying mirror, hand sanitizer, nail file, supplements, and foot and movement should be moderation. Stay hydrated. High-risk diabetics, please stay at home, as pressure on your feet can lead to complications. I wish our population a happy and safe carnival. Thanks for listening. Blessings.
And we certainly say a special thank you to the entire Lima family. Love and blessings. Thank you for your support and service to Trinidad and Tobago. You know the drill. One question, one right answer, and you could be our next lucky winner. Healthy joints, a happy heart, and prizes you love. The giveaway segment with the compliments of Great Health Works is coming up next.
Sunday, February 8th, 7 p.m. Freetown Collective says, welcome to Freetown. At Sound Forward, where we are one. Joining us in Freetown, Mikael Teja, Pretty, Kutain, Aaron Duncan, Ray, Kilu, and more. Tickets available, Islandy Tickets, and at all Häagen-Dazs outlets. Welcome to Freetown. Magical Expressions Limited is the largest importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Thank you for celebrating all special moments with us. For exclusive offers, call us at 701-6488, 701-6680, or 775-9191, or visit our website to order.
The carnival season is in full swing, and CNC3 is your home for all the energy, the music, and the highlights. Mondays, celebrate the legends with carnival icons at 8 p.m. Then laugh along with Celebrity Family Feud at 8:30 p.m. Tuesdays, indulge in carnival cravings at 8 p.m., followed by Manhood at 8:30 p.m. Wednesdays, get your dose of heartfelt drama with Sullivan's Crossing at 8 p.m. Thursdays, get answers on Ask the Doctor at 8 p.m. Then, more laughs with Celebrity Family Feud at 9 p.m. Fridays, kick off the weekend with The Party Starts at 8 p.m. Then, satisfy your carnival cravings at 8:30 p.m. Saturdays, the iconic Westwood Park returns at 7:30 p.m. And Sundays, don't miss the big interview at 7:30 p.m., followed by the telenovela Cabo at 8 p.m. This Carnival, primetime on CNC3.
For me, people matter most. It's the same if you hail from Moruga, where I'm from, Mount Irvin, Scarborough, or Port of Spain. As a journalist, I'm focused on building that connection between Trinidad, the region, and the world. Most importantly, I want always to use my voice as a powerful weapon to break down barriers wherever they exist. This is why we are where you are.
This town isn't as safe as it used to be. You remember that laundromat that burnt down? We offered protection, but they refused.
So you're telling me that if I pay you, you'll protect me from... Gentlemen, I think you've been watching too many cheap American soaps.
Westwood Park, Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. only on CNC3.
Sanel Dempster. Remember a long time when adults used to leave the children at home to go and party, and that was considered normal? Well, there's nothing normal about that. So many things could have gone wrong. But you see, this year, 2026, our focus is to keep our children safe for Carnival. Remember, get a responsible adult or babysitter. And in that case, if you can't get either one, stay home. I say so, stay home. Better choices, safer Carnival. Sanel Dempster, say so. Calling all crew, you got the honey flow and show me what you gonna do. Boom. You must obey. The rhythm out of this world, you're jumping out of control, yeah.
Welcome back to CNC3's Ask the Doctor. We're live on Thursdays, but a rerun airs on Friday at 11 a.m. or Saturday at 11:30 a.m. It's giveaway time with the compliments of Joseph Sandel and the rest of his superb team. And we know that perhaps one of the most important medications in the last few decades has been creating waves when we're talking about diabetes management, weight control in persons with high blood sugars has been found to protect the heart, the kidneys. There are some sounds about an improvement in depression, anxiety, and even memory issues. So our question this evening deals with this family of drugs originally approved for diabetes, but finding a niche in so many other chronic illnesses. The numbers on the screen, we'd love to hear from you. If you can tell us which hormone first discovered in a desert lizard in southwestern US. So you know, if you're driving towards the Grand Canyon, you're passing through Arizona, there's a lizard called the Gila monster, G-I-L-E, and they found the compound in the saliva of that lizard. It has changed and revolutionized the treatment of diabetes and obesity worldwide. Someone has coined it the Taylor Swift of diabetes drugs now. So, which hormone first discovered in a desert lizard changed the treatment of diabetes and obesity worldwide? So, just a reminder, when you're patched into the studio, listen on your telephone, not your TV set. Good evening and welcome to Ask the Doctor.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining us on our show. So you've heard about these blockbuster drugs that have been used for weight loss and diabetes control. Names like semaglutide and tirzepatide that we could hardly pronounce, but they are there. They're quite expensive, but exploding in the world of medicine. So what's the name of that hormone that it's meant to replace and elevate? It's a special hormone, and it's usually an injection, although tablets are available.
Is it the drug Ozempic?
So, well, that's an example of one of the drugs in the class, and it has been approved for all these issues, but it increases the hormone. So we're talking Ozempic, and I wouldn't want to use some trade names, Mounjaro, you might see it advertising on cable in the US, but that hormone that it targets and elevates.
Insulin?
It's not insulin. It stimulates the release of insulin from the pancreas, but it's a tricky one, I know. But I just thought that since it's so much in the news and we expect that there may be an explosion of prescriptions when finally approved officially because of its many indications. So what's the name of this special hormone? Good evening. Welcome to Ask the Doctor.
Hello, good night.
Hello, thank you for joining us, ma'am. You're on the air.
Is it incretin?
So it belongs to that family of incretins, so you're right, but if you can tell me specifically drugs like semaglutide or Ozempic, what's the hormone that may go up? I'll give you a hint. It starts with a G. Go on, you're almost there. It's on the tip of your tongue. And we'll give you a chance because incretin is the broad term for these hormones. But specifically, I want the hormone involved with semaglutide or Ozempic. So it's GLP-1, and I want you to say what the L stands for.
Like?
Congratulations, you're a winner. I knew you'd get it. Well done. So GLP-1 or glucagon-like peptide, and indeed you were so right that incretins is that umbrella term. So that's why I'm so pleased that you won this prize. Have you used these supplements before?
My mom does.
Okay. What has been her experience thus far?
She found it started funky.
I'm pleased to hear so, and I'm sure our sponsors would be more than happy to get some of your personal information off the air so that arrangements may be made to get that prize to you and Mom. Thank you for taking the time to be part of our show, as the GLP-1 receptor agonists are mouthful, but when we're talking about these blockbuster drugs, and we will discuss this perhaps in future episodes of our show, it's really standing onto the new millennium in diabetes care, and indeed weight loss and the management of so many other attendant chronic diseases. It's time for a short break because we want to hear so many more questions and hopefully answers. The open forum is coming up next.
Struggling with blood sugar swings, high blood pressure, or stiff joints? Take control with Aja Nutrition's powerful wellness trio. Berberine Plus supports healthy blood sugar. Blood pressure support helps keep your pressure in check. And Joint Aid keeps your joints moving so you can stay active every day. Don't wait. Choose Aja Nutrition for trusted, effective solutions. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Feel better, move better, live better with Aja Nutrition.
Sunday, 8th February, 4 p.m. to midnight, Skinner Park, San Fernando. It's the 2026 Chutney Soca Monarch. 15 artists battle for the Chutney Soca Monarch title, featuring defending champion Machel Montano. Pre-show with lots of live band performances. DJ Anna, Ravi B and Karma, Avatar, Grand Tech Rhythms, RG the Band. The best of the best. Major giveaways courtesy Maxonic Elite during the pre-show only, so get there early. Absolutely free to the public. The 2026 Chutney Soca Monarch is sponsored by the National Carnival Commission, Sangeet 106, CNC3, Maxonic Elite, Blue Waters, Stamina Energy, Margaritaville Tequila, XM Rums, Vanguard Vodka, Speyburn Single Malt Scotch Whiskey, Next FX, Pizza Boys, Church's Chicken, Rituals Coffee, Demitco Limited, and Southex. Special VIP all-inclusive tickets are available. Call 468-8728 or email southexevents@gmail.com. The Chutney Soca Monarch Finals, Sunday, February 8th, Skinner Park, San Fernando.
Only BioStrath gives your body more than 60 of the essential nutrients it needs every day in a product that's 100% natural for stronger immunity, enhanced focus, increased energy and stamina. BioStrath. Get what you need naturally.
Walter and I are very worried about you. Mom, I just had to get away from all that chaos. By going back there to Sully's, it's a mistake. Then it's my mistake to make. I didn't believe it when I heard you were back.
That woman over there, she seems awful full of herself. You know her?
You might say that. How long you planning on staying this time?
Not sure, Dad.
She love the roti, she love the choka, she love the baigan. You ever jump in a car after a fete knowing that the driver more tipsy than you? Yeah, you make it home, but not everybody lucky like you. No, we're not taking that chance in Carnival 2026, all right? We're making better choices. Choose a designated driver or book a ride. Remember, better choices, safer Carnival. I could pick mango, I could pick guava, I could pick tamarind. We're making better choices, so designate a driver. Follow roti, she love the choka, she love the baigan.
Welcome back to the open forum of CNC3's Ask the Doctor. As we dip into the birthday bag in February, birthday blessings to both of the Perrots from South Trinidad, Hazel Ross and Dr. Sean Perrott. Classy couple and always firm fans and viewers of Ask the Doctor. Indeed, Hazel Ross Perrott was the manageress at the South office of the Trinidad Guardian and did so with distinction for many years. Blessings to you and your entire family. Birthday blessings too to Vintra Mahabir, who has her special day on February the 7th, and of course Mrs. Cheryl Kalicharan Bihari, who also celebrates hers in February, and your favorite doctor's birthday is on February 8th. We're back to the phone lines now. Good evening and welcome to Ask the Doctor.
We're back to the phone lines now. Good evening.
Thank you. Hello, you're on the air.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hi, good evening, Doc. Can you hear me?
Thank you for joining us, sir. Our friend from Maraval.
Yes, my good man.
Best wishes to you and your family.
Happy Carnival.
Same to you and yours.
And I hope everything goes well with the Carnival. I just don't like people choosing an old song, 58 years old, to play in a Panorama final and win. That doesn't give a chance to the young Calypsonian. That annoys me. Anyway.
Shocking.
What I wanted to ask you, Doc. A friend. She's playing pan and helping lift the bases and that. All of a sudden, he started getting, his belly button started to got a little swell and his chest was aching just for a day, and he was doing some hard labor that day. It's gone down and he's going to see the doctor tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
I told him that go and check out, it's probably a hernia, but hernias don't go away. And he also suffers sometimes from something like COPD because he smoked before, and when he coughs it irritates it. But it is in its early infant stages. What is the best thing for him to do after he sees the doctor? Will it go away? I doubt that.
Thank you very much for taking the time to call in on your friend's behalf. And it seems like you're a fan of steel pan, and we have some exciting days ahead for you. Now, a hernia is the protrusion of an organ into an abnormal situation through a weak spot in the wall of the abdomen in this case. And the navel is a classic site to develop a hernia. It may occur in various parts. It may even be internal. Some people get hernia at the groin, called inguinal hernia. And it's certainly associated with persons who do heavy lifting. You alluded to the fact that he may have a chronic cough as an ex-smoker dealing with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, and persons who strain at urination, or if they're having a bowel movement, may find there is increased intra-abdominal pressure. There's an expansile impulse, so the hernia may actually increase in size when you cough or strain. So you'd want to avoid certain certain triggers, especially as you mentioned, it's in the early stages potentially. We're not attempting to make a diagnosis, but sometimes if small, these may be observed in consultation with the surgeon, because indeed it may be risky if persons have other chronic medical conditions to consider something like a major surgery or even general anesthesia. So avoidance of constipation, you're trying not to force when you go to urinate, avoiding heavy lifting, having an assessment by the doctor. If it's soft, if it may be reduced by poking with your finger, it's a good sign. It may expand when he coughs. However, the caveat is that if he has abdominal distension, there is marked swelling, vomiting, constipation, and severe abdominal pain, this may herald obstruction of a part of the bowel. So the bowel may protrude and actually become obstructed, leading to gangrene, which is indeed a true surgical emergency. So one size doesn't fit all. Sometimes a scan is needed to exclude other problems. If he's a person over the age of 45, the doctor may want to consider sending for a colonoscopy, and of course routine investigations if needed. Use this opportunity for a general health check in 2026. What an excellent way to open the bowling as we head to Princestown. Good evening and welcome to Ask the Doctor. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us, sir. Welcome, you're on the air. Good evening.
Good evening, Doctor. Doctor, I want to ask what are the advantages and disadvantages of the insulin, the N and the R, against the 70-30? I want to know what is the difference and what are the effects of both insulin, and can it be switched from the N and R to the 70-30? My second question, Doctor, is what are the implications that one could encounter in having a fistula, an anal fistula, corrected together with hemorrhoid? I know that there is a muscle to the anal passage there, and should that be interfered with, it could create some problems. And lastly, Doc, I'm asking a little too much of you. Cirrhosis of the liver. This is non-fatty liver, non-alcoholic thing is NASH. Is there any treatment available for cirrhosis of the liver, non-alcoholic?
Yes.
So I would listen to you off the air, Doc. Thank you very much. And you keep up the good work, sir, that you are doing for the population of Trinidad and Tobago and the wider world.
And thank you very much for taking the time to call in. That booming, distinguished voice from Princestown, always a favorite on the show. And of course, these are quite complex questions and clinical entities. So I will try to address as many as I can. And when we're talking about someone who has a fatty liver, which is virtually ubiquitous in people with type 2 diabetes or obesity, perhaps sometimes 70 to 90% of people battling these illnesses may have some routine blood investigations. When they're sent by the doctor for a scan, you may find that there is a fatty liver despite a history of imbibing alcohol. So we always say that you want to monitor. Apart from blood investigations, there are certain scores, which is a mathematical equation your doctor may use based on those blood tests to determine the extent of damage or to assess assume how much damage may be present. The commonest cause of cirrhosis of the liver is becoming these metabolic dysfunction-associated problems, or what was known as a fatty liver disease. So they've changed the terminology recently. Diet as well as exercise, ensuring that your blood sugar, blood pressure, and cholesterol are under immaculate control would remain the first stages in management. There is a drug which was approved in the United States a year or two ago that was actually meant to target fatty liver disease. Some of the remedies which are prescribed involving a concoction of B vitamins and an herbal treatment called milk thistle would be widely prescribed, but the evidence is limited. That family of drugs we mentioned, the GLP-1 receptor agonists, which have been exploding in the management of diabetes and obesity, some of the US guidelines now recommend a novel agent to be considered in the management of fatty liver disease and indeed reversal. The liver has remarkable capacity to regenerate. So lifestyle changes, and you'd want to consider whether medications are needed to prevent the progression to cirrhosis, because if it reaches end stage, then you would want to consider then at that point, apart from lifestyle changes, even a liver transplant, because there may be complications such as liver failure and symptoms begin. Now, of course, excluding secondary reasons for a fatty liver is always wise, including those persons who drink alcohol, persons who have an underactive thyroid, and there are some kidney and liver problems. To your issue with the hemorrhoids and a fistula. Now, for the sake of our viewers, an anal fistula is like an abnormal connection with the internal part of that rectal region and the external environment. Frequently, there may be infections or pain. Persons find that if you have piles, this may present in a similar manner. When you wipe in the toilet, there may be bright red specks of blood and sometimes pain, especially if you have a history of constipation and straining on passing stool. So you'd want to address some changes, have a chat with your doctor if you want to consider doing that camera test we mentioned, a colonoscopy. A fistula or an abscess, which is accumulation of pus and inflammation in that area, may sometimes reflect an underlying inflammatory bowel disease called Crohn's. So you may want to exclude some of those issues. We'll return to your third question shortly because the phone lines are burning up. Hello, good evening, and welcome to our show. Barack Poe is in the house. Hello.
Hi, good night.
Thank you for joining us, ma'am. It's a pleasure to hear your voice.
Thank you. I'm a diabetic for 33 years now.
Yes, ma'am.
And about 4 days now, I'm getting a pain under my left breast.
Okay.
But it's a kind of stinging pain. It's a sharp pain.
Yes. That pain spreads anywhere? Has it been radiating to your neck or your arm?
No.
Okay. And that pain happens at rest or when you exert yourself, if you go upstairs or if you're doing chores around the house?
No, it is just a pain all day long.
And it hurts if you press that region
yes.
of the bust? Okay.
One particular spot.
Okay. Thank you so much for taking the time to be a part of our Ask the Doctor family. And I want to reiterate, I'm not attempting to diagnose, just to guide you in the right direction. Because there may be many reasons for chest pain, but someone who has a history of diabetes, one would want to be very vigilant about the potential for blocked arteries and even heart disease. Now, classically, someone who has problems with the heart may have central chest pain that feels like someone is sitting on the chest, crushing. In nature, it may radiate to the neck or the left arm. It could be associated with sweating, nausea, vomiting, heart racing, shortness of breath, dizziness, or blackouts. So one size doesn't fit all. The fact that it's tender when you poke on one spot could indicate that the muscles or the tissues are inflamed. So a less sinister cause to chest pain. People who have pain on the chest may occasionally have issues with the lungs. problems, ranging from infections to blood clots. What I would advise is, in addition to having a routine check with your doctor, he's looking at your hemoglobin A1C to ensure that your blood sugar control is great for the preceding 3 months to protect your eyes, kidneys, and nerves. He's monitoring your blood pressure, looking at the cholesterol, ensuring you've seen your ophthalmologist like Neela once every year. You're inspecting your feet every day to look for cuts and sores, which may occur in a very insidious manner and increase the chance for amputation. In addition to that routine screen for the diabetic, and looking at your kidney function, liver, your blood count, a thyroid, ensuring that there are no underlying problems, you may want to consider an ECG, which looks at the electrical activity in the heart. If on further history and examination he believes another test is warranted, a referral to a cardiologist, perhaps for a stress test in which the electrical activity is assessed while walking on a treadmill. The speed and slope is gradually increased, and that may be combined with an echocardiogram. While it sounds like it's possibly muscular in nature or even a nerve-related pain to the chest, you'd want to ensure that nothing else may be brewing. Some people, it may be due to acid reflux, to get a burning in their chest, a sour taste to the mouth, hoarse voice, or even a cough. So multiple reasons for chest pain. Your specific case sounds like it could be muscular. Not attempting to diagnose, please. What I would advise is have a chat with your doctor about whether some cardiac testing would be needed, particularly with your background of diabetes. As our next caller hails from the east, Azaruka is on the line. Good evening.
Hi, Doctor. Good day.
Thank you for being part of our program, and welcome.
Okay. I just want to be short and sweet. Doctor, how long a cataract takes to heal?
Thank you so much, and that's a superb question, because that's perhaps the commonest operation in the world when we think about that cloudy lens, which may occur as a result of age or diabetes or sometimes trauma, chronic illnesses, and the replacement of that lens is done by an ophthalmologist who's a surgeon that specializes in problems affecting the eye. Simple procedure, and usually you would have a list of instructions and drops that you can use for about 4 weeks, staying away from direct heat involving cooking, heavy lifting, and even bending. So perhaps after 4 weeks, most persons find that that the healing process would have occurred. It takes longer based, I suppose, on if you have some chronic problems like diabetes, if the surgery was difficult, if you had an infection that ensued after, this may last longer. But perhaps about 4 weeks after, some of these restrictions are usually advised. So, and if I may return to our friend from Princestown who asked about diabetes management, and I can marry that to our caller from Barrackpore. He discussed about drugs on CDAP, insulin, that life-saving polypeptide hormone from the pancreas. It's more than 100 years it's been available. 70-30 insulin is a mixture of medium-acting with short-acting, administered perhaps twice daily, and the N and R may be used more frequently. So the N is a medium-acting form of insulin. The R, regular or rapid-acting, may be used with your meals. So it's trying to prevent these spikes in your blood sugar with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We usually have a certain amount of insulin that is produced during the course of the day, and that's where the N comes in. So the regular insulin is used for your meal times, and it's thought that it may mimic the normal functioning of the pancreas a bit better than 70-30 insulin. Both excellent forms. Some people would rather not use 3 and 4 injections per day, and especially if they have a phobia linked to it, or if they're very busy during the course of the day. The important thing I always say with insulin that we don't speak enough about is that any type of insulin that is available to you could very well be life-saving. I've never heard a patient say they were sorry to start insulin. What we hear all the time is persons who were sorry they didn't start it earlier because their blood sugar control was erratic and it led to complications. You're trying to get that A1C down under 7% for most people, and if you're young, fit, and well, like our viewers on Ask the Doctor, under 6.5%. Parting is always such sweet sorrow on this show. And as we're talking birthdays in the month of February, including mine, this classic quote from Mark Twain rings true. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. The first day is given to us. The second is earned. We spend years obsessed with how long we will live, but far less time asking how we are living. Medicine teaches you quickly that longevity without purpose is a hollow victory. It's a Pyrrhic victory, if you wish. A long life that is tired, disconnected, or chronically unwell is not the prize we think it is. So finding your why changes how you treat your body. Sleep matters because your purpose needs energy. Movement matters because your calling requires stamina. Health stops being cosmetic and becomes functional. Purpose doesn't have to be grand. Sometimes it's family, sometimes service, sometimes simply showing up well for the people who need us. And thank you for trusting me to walk beside you each week in your homes and in your hearts. To my team behind the lens, to the sensational Neela and baby Daniel, and to you, our viewers, stay strong, stay curious, and never stop choosing kindness. Rest, reflect, love deeply. God bless, and we'll see you next time on Ask the Doctor.
Teja, you cannot let her marry that money man from Sando. Do be later.
Don't worry.